Morten and SK coming at you today in Clash Royale. I have my old friend Morten joining me on the line here to walk us through his reverse sweep of cream. Unbelievable, Morten, dude. Do you surprise yourself at this point? Or are you like, you're just like, yeah, I got this. You have confidence already in the swagger.
Yeah, first, how are you doing, Ash? I'm doing good. And I don't think like surprise in general. I always believe in myself, but yeah, for sure, I'm happy that I did it.
Yeah, man. What do you think of your team this year? Like, before we get into, we're gonna get inside your head as you reverse sweep this, and we're gonna kind of set the table before that. But what do you think of your team? Do you think you're as strong as last year? Do you think you're better? You know, talk about a little bit about SK in terms of chemistry, in terms of like synergy right now.
I think in general we are better than last year for sure with COVID and all the stuff going on. It's kind of hard. Sergio can't come here because of like the travel issues. So in general, I think we had a better team. Like after Worlds and the last seasons in general, even like Worlds we didn't win. I still think it helped us a lot to grow as a team. And yeah, this season we want to win Worlds.
And you have an incredible, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you have an 82% win rate in 1v1. Is that correct? Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, I think like that something, yeah.
And every single player, I think every single CRL pro, I just had Sweep on the channel too. I'm not sure if this video will go live before or after that one. I think right after. But everybody ask him the same question. Name one player that you would never want to face in CRL if you could choose to basically ban a player, right? Like banning a card. And everybody says Morten. So it's weird, like, because I feel like people are gunning for you. Like, they're always going to bring their A game when they go against you because they know how good you are. Do you feel this kind of the same way?
Yeah, sometimes I feel like they're preparing more for myself than like for Sam and Ravi, but it's for sure an advantage too for like our team in general.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess the last thing I'll kind of mention about you as a player, and I think one of the reasons that you're seen as the best player, certainly in the West and probably the world, in a lot of people's eyes, is that you're also considered one of the hardest working players. So how long do you like practice on a typical day in season? Do you like play Clash Royale?
It really depends. Like the last couple of weeks, honestly, I didn't even play that much. I played like 4 or 5 hours a day, like just 1v1 practice for sure 2v2 as well, because the meta was kind of stale and I already knew like what the meta was. The last meta was kind of Barbard spam with Royal Giant, to be honest. But for the new meta, I feel like 8 to 10 hours like I need to play at the start.
Whoa.
To find out which like the best decks are, and yeah.
Well, I'll give you a pro tip here, Morten. I'm sure you need it from me, from your from your overaged Clash Royale noob YouTuber. Ebarb's Rage, bro. I think that's the craze. Have you played the new Ebarbs yet?
They're good.
Yeah, very weird, very weird. I'm sure a high skill player like yourself is thrilled about the Ebarb's Rage meta coming. But anyway, dude, take us into this match here. So obviously you have your back against the wall, a position that you're probably not super unfamiliar with. You've had a few sweeps this season. What was going through your head here and knowing you had to go against Pedro, Belikin, and Mitu as well?
Honestly, I'm feeling always comfortable in a position because I did it like the last game against Chivas, I did the same. So, and for me, it was like, last time we played against them, I reversed swept them too, last spring season playoffs. So I was comfortable with the lineup in general, but I knew like Mitu in general is one of the best players in general for myself. And so I knew it's going to be tough. Belikin has like a really, really great season. Pedro is like generally a beast. So I knew I had a great strategy plan, but it's going to be tough. I need to play really well and get good matchups for sure.
And final question before I press play here is, did you have, going into this, did you have like a separate deck selected and a game plan for each of these individual players?
Yeah, I have like 2 decks for everyone, and then I decide to which deck. I like normally I have a plan like with 1 deck and like an extra deck for everyone. And if I see like he's playing something else I didn't expect, like I always have like a second plan.
Okay. Do you have like just another, I'm lying, I keep saying this is the last question, but I'm just so curious. Do you have like written it down on like a notepad or inside your phone, basically your game plan for each player to kind of remind you before you go in?
Yeah, I always write it down on my phone.
Cool, cool. All right, man, let's go ahead and press play in 3, 2, 1, go. And going into the very first match. So what deck do you have selected and why?
I have selected Royal Hawks recruits with Cannon Card in general. I decided to play the deck because I know like there are like some teams like Cream and Tribe, they're like really, really good in preparation and they always prepare decks which like counters your archetypes in general. And the last couple of games, I think like the last 4 games in CL, I played Royal Giant and Graveyard in general, like Graveyard Barbard and stuff. So I want to play something else. And against Mitu, who is like the best Icebo player, so I want to play a deck which has like something against Icebo too, because if he plays Icebo, which he normally is not doing in CL because it's so obvious, I still want to have a good matchup, so I decided to play Cannon Card because I feel like Cannon Card is one of the best cards in the game right now, and it's so broken.
Okay, so early on this matchup, interesting that you think that Cannon Card is that broken too. It's kind of cool to hear your perspective on cards. But going into these matches, especially in the situation that it is right now, are you trying to play a little bit extra passive early on? Or are you trying to play just your game no matter what, just like you would be on ladder or something like that?
I really like to play passive at the start. But I already knew, like, after Mitu played the first 3 cards, which deck he plays, because he played against someone else too. So I already knew the matchup, and I knew what I have to do there.
Okay, so what do you have to do here?
Kennecart is like really good in this matchup. That's why I feel like Kennecart is so strong. He doesn't have a mini tank, so he has just skeletons and spear gobs. So for him, it's kind of tough to kill the Kennecart in general. And Kennecart generally really good card against the bar part. So I really need to get a great Kennecart value. At the same time, Magic Archer, he needs to firebolt most of the time and get like recruits in the back and kind of get Royal chip. But I know he has the fireball, he has a cheap cycle, so I really need to be patient and don't overreact if I'm like behind in single elixir time, because I know like I will get my chance in the future.
That's fantastic. Kind of words of advice that all my viewers can kind of take away too, like how patient you are being right now. And that's the second time that you recruited in the back. What are you waiting for before you go in?
I'm waiting for a mistake from him. Like,
okay,
you guys will see, I will play like I think like 5 or 6 recruits in the back, and with like 5 recruits, I don't do any damage or something. But it's about letting him do one mistake, getting the elixir advantage, and then punish him for that. So I know he can't really go in right now because I have like still the Kennecker on the field. I'm up by elixir, so I'm just gonna go another recruits here because Fisherman has like great barrel killing the mask, and I feel like right now I have a really good position. Kennecker gets great barrel against the barbs. I still have the Fisherman on the field, and I still got like some chip damage on the left. And now I'm gonna go high with a Magic Archer here on the bar part, and right now I'm in a good position here. As you see right now to the left side, he doesn't have a mini tank, so he always has to play spear gobs, log, skeletons onto the cannon card, and the cannon card got so much value. And as you see right now, I have the elixir advantage I wanted to have and go with recruits in the back.
Yeah, and there, like you wait, if he had fireballed the Magic Archer in that previous sequence, would you have went in with the Royal Hogs as well?
No, I wouldn't. I would have played the recruits still. Like I feel,
yeah.
Maybe I could have, yes, but I think it would have been like too aggressive, and I think with the recruits I do a better job in the back. As you see right now, like I get a ton of damage on the right, and as you see, he doesn't have anything on the cannon card. Cannon card is killing anything. Even he played like a really great log. So the Musketeer stick killing the Magic Archer, but I have a big elixir lead right now.
How are you deciding between the cannon cart and the Royal Recruits? Like, why would you cycle one in the back and not the other?
I think recruits are better in the back because if you play the recruits in the back, for him it means like he can't really go in. If I play the cannon cart in the back, he can go in on the opposite side and make pressure. If I play the recruits, he has to play a spar, but he has to play troops in the back, and it's like really nice. That's why recruits are so strong right now too.
Yeah, and I can see that right now. Again, you just keep reloading with the recruits.
Right now he's going in because he can, because it's like last minute he has to go in because otherwise he's going to lose the game. So he gets some chip, I think, like one hit, yes. And I need to go in now and like don't let him fireball cycle is like the most important thing right now.
Yeah, so you have to, at this point, you have to start playing a little bit more. But you go with the recruits in the back again. I like that.
Yeah, because I still have recruits on the field and I can triple. It's like, oh, sometimes you can go like with double recruits that you have like 12 recruits on the field. So now I'm going to go into the right. Magic Archer is still alive, and I think he needs to lock the Magic Archer. Otherwise, yeah. So it's good for me that he locks the Magic Archer because then he can't lock my tower. And I'm going to go with a lock to the right to get some chip, and now I'm going to go with Hoggies at the bridge. And I still knew he can't really go in now because I still have the cannon card on the field, and I can just easily defend it with lock, I think now. Yes, lock. And yeah, both towers.
That was so close though, man. Were you nervous or?
I wasn't. I knew I have like in the bag, but I was just hoping that my hunter and my
your
lord
arms up right now. You're just like chilling. You're like, I got this. All right, let's sync up for the next match, man. All right, so going against Pedro, Pedro 15. What deck do you have selected and why this time, Morten?
I have Mortar Cycle selected with Fireball, Bats, Skeletons. It's like a deck. I think like Miku, like really good Japanese player, played it on ladder, and I just copied it and played like 2 times or like 3 times in practice before, and I really like the deck because it matches really well against Pedro's deck pool, because I knew he likes Royal Hogs and he likes Graveyard, so I thought like I have a good matchup against both of the decks, and yeah, he played Royal Hogs, so really nice matchup for me. And as I said before, I knew Cream is really good in preparation and stuff, and I never played like Mortar. Like you don't typically see this Mortar. Like you see sometimes Mortar Skeleton Barrel with the Musketeer version, but normally you don't see minor beds with skeletons and Mortar.
Yeah, and especially King of the Hill, are you less likely to go to your comfort deck in King of the Hill where the stakes are so high?
Yes, normally, yeah, because it's King of the, especially if you're in the third position. Like if I'm like in the first or second, I know like I still have the teammates in my back. You sometimes go with a comfortable deck, but like it's like they're gonna expect it. They're gonna expect it, and that's what you just have one life, so you don't want to throw your game away because of a dumb matchup decision.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, and that's why you mentioned you have 2 decks prepared for every opponent, and I imagine that's part of the reasoning. So with this deck here in this matchup, what are you looking for? Again, you're obviously playing more aggressive because it's a more aggressive deck. Yeah.
For sure, like I think now the Magic Archer is doing like an insane shot. I didn't expect. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. You send the miner in. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
but you still get a lot of chip. Yeah,
I still get a lot of miner chip. He doesn't have that much against miner. If he has no hunter and cycle, he has just recruits, and normally you don't really want to play recruits. But I knew already like he's gonna have fireball and no earthquake, so I'm gonna go defensive with a mortar, going for dark goblin, and I still think even with the bad nerf, they're so underrated in some matchups. And Dark Goblin gets so much value too because he just has Barbarian Barrel. Prince, for me, one of the more underrated cards too. Especially he doesn't have skeletons in his deck, so in this position you see right now, he doesn't have Fisher, he doesn't have Skeletons, he doesn't have Lord, so he always has to play a cage if he has no recruits against the Prince, so great Prince value here. And I still have Fireball in my deck, but I prefer to don't Fireball the Hogs to get a counter push with the Prince and take some damage. And for sure I could have played a Fireball on that, and Fireball Skeletons without taking any damage from the Hogs, but I prefer to have the counter push with the Prince always.
Wow, and that log finishes off the Magic Archer too. Very, very good discipline there to not fireball those hogs. I think most players would have been like, oh yeah, I can't rely on just this Prince.
Yeah, and now I'm just going to go Prince in the back, and I just know like, if he doesn't have Hunter and Cycle, I can just go Miner, whatever. He's going to go for Magic Archer now. I think I'm just going to go Miner in the front, kind of switching up the placement, it's important. And yeah, it's looking good. I could Fireball a Magic Archer, but I don't want to overcommit here. Just going to cycle Log. Dark Goblin is getting so much value. And I think I'm going to go for Dark Goblin. Now I'm going to go Fireball the first time. And yeah, Heaspit is doing some work for him, but I think now I can just go with Bats High. And yeah, just mine him out now.
Wow. Those Dark Gobs, man, insane value. And one thing this match has taught me too about like your play style and someone at your level is that it's almost it's just as important the decisions that you don't make as the decisions that you do, you know?
Yeah.
When you opt not to fireball.
So I'm going to fireball here because I know even if he's going to go with Royal Hogs in, I still have a Dark Goblin on the field, and it would have been kind of hard for me to clean it up. So defensive mortar, log on the thing, and now just need to cycle back for fireball. I think I haven't cycled, and then yeah. It's
well played, well played. So those defensive mortars, I notice that sometimes you go, excuse me.
Bless you.
All that E-bar rage going around, man. I'm allergic. Not really, but like, so do you on the defensive mortars with that deck, when do you decide to go high versus low? You know, like go high as in trying to lock on the tower versus go low, like on a normal defensive mortar position.
That's like, it's a lot about feeling sometimes. And the last time I went high just to make sure he's like not dropping a Magic Archer or something, or just being. I really like to go high with the mortar at this point. I don't know, because it's just a feeling in the position. I could have played the mortar low. I don't think it would have made a big difference, but I just want to kite him like over as much as possible, and yeah.
Got you. Sounds good, man. Well, let's go ahead and go into the last match. All right, so here we go against Belikin. Saint Belikin, one of the OG players in the game. And Saint Belikin, to me, is like almost like a player coach. Like he is one of the best analysts, I guess, in the game. So how do you prepare for a guy like that?
Like I watched like my games. I played like a lot of King of the last couple of years, and I noticed by myself I played like I think in every game 5 in my career Graveyard. So I knew Belikin is not a dumb guy in general.
Yeah.
So he's for sure gonna counter Graveyard with something like Cannon Card Spam. and he plays the cannon cut. So I went completely off meta with Giant Skeleton Loon because against Belikin, he's like a really, really great analyst. He has like really good strategy against all opponents.
His head.
Yeah. So I really wanted to play a deck which they don't expect from me, but I never played in competition. And yeah, he didn't expect Giant Skeleton.
Unbelievable. So at that very moment, you score early damage, a ton of early damage. Does that change the way that you're playing the entire match after that Giant Skeleton connection?
Yeah, sure. Even Belikin said that's a really tough matchup for me because I don't have recruits, anything against the recruits. So I always have to go with Giant Skeleton and stuff. So
yeah,
it's really hard for me to defend. And I know I'm going to take loon hits, but the most important thing for me is to take not like enough loon hits that he's going to take my toss. So I'm completely fine. I know it's going to be one hit, but I know I have to sacrifice that. But I know right now he has like no elixir, so I'm going to go in with a ghost aggressive and a gear spirit as well to take his tower because I know I don't have a big spell. So I really went aggressive here. It was like really good that I know that he had no elixir in hand.
That was a really good call. Yeah, like you said, because had you not taken tower there, who knows if you would have got it, right?
Yeah, because my last card is Balloon. I think I
didn't even realize that, man. I forgot.
I never played my game, and it would have been tough to break through because he has the minions, he has the snowball. So
you never ended up playing the Balloon.
I don't think so.
I was gonna say, dude, like I didn't realize. How did I not know it was Balloon? But I guess it's because you didn't play it. There we go.
Yeah.
All right,
So I'm gonna go with Giant Skeleton to the left, and now okay, it's gonna be tough. I don't have anything against the cannon card and recruits, so I need to cycle really, really fast, going with another Giant Skeleton here.
Wow!
But he plays a really awesome Fisher, so the cannon card is still alive, the Hunter too. I'm going with a Fisher here, and I think now I'm gonna go Skeletons, Hunter, and he has the freeze. I didn't expect it here, but I know. I was like, okay, please just wanted the heal spirit was, by the way, so important.
Wow.
Keeping the Hunter alive. But I know like 2 hits are still fine.
Yep.
So in January I got like 3 balloon hits in the game, but I'm still fine with that. He's gonna pressure. Important thing for me is not go in with a Giant Skelly on the left side on the cannon card, just go with a Fisher. That is still have enough elixir in the hand for the Hunter and the Snowball and stuff. And then we won the game.
Wow, dude. That was an insane match. So what's going through your head right now? Are you just like obviously on top of the world? Pretty excited, right?
Yeah, I was really happy that we qualified for Worlds because it's like always nice to have like the World secured. It was like a big goal for sure. Right now it's like about winning the championship and the CL West Championship, but it's always like go to Worlds and then play the last game against Liquid and then go to playoffs.
Yeah, dude. Well, hey, listen, we'll end this with, a big good luck on behalf of me and my community. I'm sure a ton of people are pulling for you in the SK team in the World Finals. So good luck, bro. Well, in the playoffs, we'll all be rooting for you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And I should give a big shout out to your YouTube channel. The English YouTube channel is actually growing pretty well. I noticed that the views are definitely getting up there. A lot of people interested in both your CRL analysis and your top ladder gameplay. So keep up the good work there. Anything exciting coming up on that channel?
Today, or like I think the video's out later, but gonna post some videos about new decks with Elite Barbarians, with Tombstone, and I'm really excited with the new meta, balance changes, and the best decks you guys are gonna see on my channel and on my channel as well.
Fantastic, man. Well, we'll have a Morten's English YouTube channel and his German stuff as well. Everything will be in the show notes below, along with his player stats and profile links, statsrel.com, and CRL YouTube channel where you can watch the CRL playoffs and eventually the World Finals as well. Thanks again, Morten. Appreciate it for coming on, and congratulations on your success.
Thanks again for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
Likewise. All right, that's going to do it, guys. Big shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Morten. Thank you for watching. And as always, take care, guys.